Some argue that purchasing a house, I suppose, is based on emotional attachment. To sell it is about getting the right price. But, Gronyan, I want to bring you in here. Is economics and research a bigger point here?
In terms of when you're selling, the decision will be what point you are at the market. Obviously, if you have a personal reason, you have changed jobs, or you need to move country, or you've got a school issue, then you have to sell, and that will make your decision for you. But if you're selling just because you want to take advantage of what's happening in the market, then obviously research into what point in the property cycle we're at will be important. When you're buying a house, you may be buying for investment, not just for a home. So in that case, it is like every other financial investment, you will have to do your research to make sure you're buying the right thing.
In terms of the research, I mean, is it down to the consumer, the vendor? Is it down to the estate agents? Who should that lie with, do you feel? Is it a mixture?
I think it's a mixture, but a lot of estate agents today have research facilities because it is so important to know what is happening in the market, what we think might happen in the market in the future, and very local knowledge as well. The agents have that already, but being able to kind of boost that up with extra facts and figures about the wider market and how that might interplay. It's all very important. You'll see that more and more agents have that capacity.
A lot of people may not know where to go for that research, for that information. Where would you suggest?
I would suggest a lot of estate agents now have blogs or have websites where they can go and find information. It is no surprise that people get confused. I think at the moment in the UK we have about 5 different house price indices which are telling us quite different things at the moment. The ONS is lagging far behind the nationwide index. There is a lot of information, but it can be confusing. So estate agents have websites. There are other buying agents that have websites. If you search on Google, the newspapers are a good source of information. But if you do get confused, you can just pop into a local agent and say, what's going on in the market? They will be able to tell you.
In terms of research, is there any research, I suppose, into economic factors that affect a property's price? That's one of the questions that we've been asked.
For your local property, as we've said, local factors will have an issue. So there could be local infrastructure coming in. The school could have moved up the scale in the Ofsted rankings. All of those factors will come into play. But there's also, there may be developments happening around your area which could kind of bring the area up. If there's massive redevelopment and regeneration, that could affect your area. So yes, it's a measure of all of the things that are happening all around your area.
So there are now a number of websites where you can go and see what your neighbours sold for, those kind of things.
Absolutely.
How important is that then?
Well, the Land Registry is making more and more information available, so it is possible to go and find out what similar houses in your area have sold for, to give you an idea of where you're starting from.
It does seem that every conversation we've had here today all goes back to transparency.
It helps. It's key whenever you're buying and selling any financial instrument.